Good evening, David Willetts here, and I'm very sorry that I can't be with you this evening at the Times Higher Education Awards. I actually should be in Kazakhstan whilst you're all having your fantastic banquet. And let me make it clear, Borat is not an accurate account of what Kazakhstan is like, but I'm going out on my first visit to see whether ambassadors might perhaps be a guide. But I will report back to the Times Higher after my visit to Kazakhstan, after which I'm going on to China with very much the hope of building stronger higher education links with both those great countries. I know that in Kazakhstan they're very keen to see more students coming to Britain, and I'll be explaining there is no limit on the number of legitimate students that are welcome to Britain to study at our universities. And then I will be in China making very similar points. I think we can look back on a good year in higher education. Of course, our changes have been controversial, but I think now they really are bedding in, and it was great to see record numbers of applications to university from people from poorer backgrounds and a very healthy total for applications as a whole. We've also been celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Robbins Report, and I and the government are absolutely committed to the principle that people who are suitably qualified and able to benefit from higher education should have the opportunity to do so. It's been great to travel across the country from universities up at the north of Scotland. I've been to St Andrews, been to Strathclyde. St Andrews an ancient university, Strathclyde a very effective modern university, down to the south coast, Sussex and Southampton, across at Newcastle, over in Chester. It's been a great year to see the excellence and quality of our universities in all their diversity. I think particularly of a visit to Manchester, where they were very proudly showing me the excavations as they put in the foundations for the new Graphene Institute there. In the course of digging down, because these institutes require very deep foundations, 17 metres I think, in the course of digging down they'd actually found the remains, the foundations and parts of the old Manchester trading businessmen's club, of which Friedrich Engels had been a member and where Engels and Marx had met. And you will know that the two Nobel Prize winners at Manchester who discovered graphene, Andrei Geim and Konstantin Novoselov, were from Russia originally. So they thought perhaps this new institute could be renamed the Engels Institute. But I'm not totally sure that the Chancellor of the Exchequer wanted the extra treasury funding for the institute to be named after Friedrich Engels. So I think we're going to stick with the Graphene Institute. Looking ahead, I think next year can be another great year for our universities. I hope that we will continue to see many people applying for our universities and benefiting from the transformation opportunities that universities provide. We've been producing new research that brings together for the first time in a coherent way all the evidence about the value of going to university. There are, of course, economic gains, but there are also non-economic gains. And there are both private gains for individuals and wider social gains. And if you think of that as kind of four quadrants, we show for each one of them, there's clear evidence of individuals having economic gains, of the economy as a whole, society benefiting economically, but also non-economic gains to both individuals and society. So there's a really powerful message about the value of going to university. And I hope we'll also be able to focus on some of the challenges we still face. Postgraduate education is the new social mobility frontier, and I'm pleased you've been able to find some funding for the National Scholarship Programme to provide extra support for postgraduates. We've got to do better with part-time students, offering them the encouragement and the positive messages about their entitlements to fee loans, to try to see more students studying part-time once again. So I'm not complacent. There are still challenges ahead of us, but compared with some of the dire warnings a few years back, I hope you feel that this evening at this splendid event you're able to celebrate the success and the vigour of higher education in Great Britain. Thank you very much indeed.